This show is for women who train harder, think bigger, and live bolder. Here, we don't level up. We set the standard. Strength, strategy, success. I'm Katie Fleece. Welcome to The Smoke Show. What is up, Smoke Shows? Look, can I tell you something? I'm going to be completely honest. I am so tired of watching brilliant women shrink themselves while their bodies are literally screaming for help. You probably know who I'm talking to, okay? You're the woman who's crushing it everywhere except your own skin, right? You're building empires, you may be raising humans, you're managing households, you're kind of a big deal, but your body is literally waving red flags. You could be bloated after every meal. You crash by 2 p.m. Sound familiar? You can't sleep through the night. And you're staring at your closet like, oh my gosh, I have nothing to wear. Nothing fits me. And don't even get me started on what's happening, or I should say not happening, in your bedroom. Okay, here's what I want you to understand. Your body is not broken. I promise. She's not failing you. She's not being dramatic. You know what she's doing? She is literally begging for muscle. And today, we're going to fix this shit, okay? So let's start with some real talk. I actually had a client. We had a client who came to us. She was 38 years old, and she said, oh my gosh, I literally feel like I'm living in someone else's body. She's a very successful business owner, raising kids, like 3 kids under the age of 10, something like that, trying to be everything to everyone. But something just wasn't right, even though she was doing all of the right things, right? She was eating the salads, running on the treadmill. But she even made the comment like, I'm doing all of the right things, but I feel like I look worse. And you know what she was missing? Muscle. Not just any muscle, but like functional muscle that could actually support the life she was living. See, we've been sold this lie that muscle is for meatheads or muscle is for Instagram influencers. But muscle is literally like your insurance policy against aging, but not only aging, but like aging like garbage, okay? Muscle means you can carry your toddler up the stairs without being out of breath, all right? It means you can move furniture around the house like I do every other weekend, just ask my husband, without recruiting neighborhood boys, all right? It means you can, let's be honest, have sex without your hip flexors cramping up, okay? It's true. But let's talk about what muscle really gives you. And I'm not talking just about aesthetics, though trust me, we're going to get to that. It's your metabolism. Okay? Ladies, I don't know a single woman that's ever said, I really wish I had a slow metabolism. No, it's not a thing. Okay? Nobody's ever said that. And if I hear one more woman say, it's just my age, I might lose my mind. Okay? Your metabolism didn't disappear after you turned 35. Your muscle disappeared. So here is what actually is happening. Starting around the age of 30, you lose anywhere between 3 to 5% of muscle mass every single decade. But here's what a lot of people don't understand. That muscle is literally burning calories 24/7, even while sleeping, even while binge watching Netflix. So now you're eating the same amount of food, but you have less muscle to burn it. And where do you think that goes? Where do you think that energy goes? Straight to your thighs or your gut, right? That's how the body works. There was another client not too long ago, Maria, actually, she's like mid-40s, 43, 44, something like that. Again, mother of 3, came to us convinced that she had thyroid issues. She had been to several doctors, had every test imaginable, everything came back normal. And I remember she told me in the DMs, she was like, look, I'm eating around 1,200 calories a day and I am still gaining weight. I cannot figure out what is wrong with me. Pretty sure my body's broken. And it's like, no, Maria, your body's actually smart because it's holding on to every calorie because you're in a famine, right? You've been under eating for so long that now your metabolism has slowed way down, okay? But that's the beautiful thing about muscle. It is metabolically expensive. So what do I mean by that? Here's the thing. Every pound of muscle that you have burns about 6 to 7 calories just per day per just existing, right? Just for being there. Every pound of fat burns about 2 to 3 calories. So what do you think happens when you have more muscle? Your body is literally like, oh my gosh, we're not dying. Let's go burn some fat, right? That is not magic. That's just what muscle does. That's muscle doing what muscle does. Okay. It's time to talk about the thing that's suffering. I shouldn't say it is suffering, but you guys, if you knew the amount of stories that I get told by women about issues like this, okay, and that is their sex life, okay? So stay with me because this is a very, very common thing, and I promise you it relates to your muscle, okay? But this is connected to everything that we've been talking about. Here's what I hear women say constantly. They'll say things like, I don't want it anymore. I'm too tired. I don't feel sexy. I don't like the way I look naked. Right? Your libido didn't disappear because you got older. It disappeared because your hormones are probably jacked up. Your body confidence is like zilch, nada. You have no physical confidence. Hey, it's Katie Fleece, head of the female division at Superhuman and your host here on Smoke Show. Listen, if you've been waiting for a sign to go after your strongest, fittest, hottest body, this is it. And I'm here to tell you, you don't need anyone else's permission. It's time to claim the body and the life you deserve. Go to smokeshowbody.com and take the first step toward building the ultimate version of you. Now back to the show. Let me paint you a picture. You're the woman who's running board meetings, right? By day, you're running soccer practice at night. You've got the fancy corner office, a fat income, a team of people who count on you for answers, right? You're the one they call when shit hits the fan because you're the problem solver. You're the decision maker. You're the woman who gets it done. But you come home and what happens? By 8 p.m., you're exhausted. And you're not just tired, but you're depleted because every day you've given everything to everyone else and there's nothing left in the tank for you, right? Your body feels like a foreign object, right? Not the powerful vessel that you actually are, right? You're stressed. You can't sleep. Maybe you're raising teenagers like I am. Maybe your parents are now to the age and they need more help from you. But to top it off, you can't figure out why your jeans don't fit the same way anymore. They don't fit like they did 6 years ago. And you look in the mirror after a long day and you think, who the heck is this woman staring back at me? Because the reflection staring back doesn't match the powerhouse everyone else sees. She looks tired. She looks exhausted. She looks like she's running on fumes. Am I preaching to the choir here? All right. In what world are you supposed to feel sexually vibrant? Okay. But there's good news, ladies. Stick with me here. There's good news. When you start building muscle, guess what happens? Your testosterone starts to rise. Yes, testosterone. Women need it too. This is not a man's hormone, okay? And the easiest way for that to rise and increase is strength training, okay? This is one of the best ways that you can boost that naturally. Higher testosterone means, like I said, increased libido, better mood, more confidence, improved body composition, so like less body fat, right? Higher energy levels. And here's the thing too, though, it's not all about testosterone. It's not just your testosterone. It's not just hormonal. It's also psychological. Because what happens when you feel strong in your body? You feel strong everywhere else, okay? Not just in your body. We had another client say, I know a lot of you can relate to this. She said, I used to fake headaches to avoid sex, and now I'm the one initiating. By the way, she's 54 years old, okay? But how relatable is that? It's funny because it's true. Every woman has probably made that excuse at some point or another. But what changed? Well, it makes sense because guess what we have her doing? She started lifting heavy. She started fueling her body properly. She started seeing her body as a powerful machine and treating it that way. She started noticing her body take actual shape in the mirror. That's pretty freaking incredible if you think about it. That just goes to show too that age is just a number, okay? That is what muscle does. Your hormones are literally like an orchestra, right? When they're in sync, when they're in harmony, everything else flows. But on the flip side, when your hormones are out of whack, it also seems like everything falls apart, okay? Mood swings, brain fog, weight gain, sleep issues, libido, it's all connected. And strength training, though, is one of the most powerful hormone regulators on the planet. Better than any supplement, better than most medications. When you lift heavy weights, you're literally telling your body, like, we need to be strong. We need to be resilient. You're training it to do those things. And your body responds by optimizing your hormonal environment. When your hormones are optimized, you don't just feel normal. You start to feel alive again. You wake up more energized. You handle stress better, stressful situations. You're more present with your kids, right? Because you're probably in a better mood. You feel better. You're more engaged at work. Okay. And yes, you want to hang out in the bedroom with your partner. All right. But that is how you're supposed to feel. That is how your body was designed to feel. Okay. So before I wrap this up, I do want you to keep a few things in mind. All right. Couple things here. First, can we please, for the love of all things holy, kill this I don't want to get bulky nonsense, okay? Ladies, take it from me. I promise you, you are not going to accidentally become a bodybuilder, okay? It does not. I actually wish it was that easy, all right? You're not going to wake up one day looking like The Rock in a sports bra. Not going to happen, okay? I actually want to poke my eye out every time I hear a woman say this, okay? Second, muscle building is a slow process, especially for women. And you may not see drastic changes, but you will feel them much sooner than later. So stick with it. I promise you it is working. So if you don't get to your goal in 6 weeks, guess what? Keep going because it takes what it takes. All right. And lastly, track your progress, not just your weight. Okay. Although that can be an important metric, but one thing you got to remember is the scale is a liar. All right. The scale doesn't tell you a lot of things. It's just one piece of data. It doesn't tell you that your body composition is completely changing. It doesn't tell you that, maybe you're retaining some water. It doesn't tell you the whole story, only part of it. So if your goal is weight loss, then yes, I would definitely recommend weighing yourself. But again, don't solely rely on that data alone. Okay. Track things like your strength gains, track your measurements, like your circumference measurements, track your body fat percentage, track how you feel, how you sleep, your energy levels, because all of these things actually impact the quality of your life. And the scale can mess with your head and make you quit on day 3. Okay. But that is when you will see the real magic happen, when you stick with it. Okay. I promise you, your body's not the enemy. She's been keeping you alive. That's pretty freaking awesome. That's kind of an important job. Okay. Your body's been keeping you moving. It's been keeping you going, even though you might have been underfueling her. Okay. That's pretty freaking awesome. She's not broken. I promise you that. She's not failing you. She's just waiting for you. She's waiting for you to remember that you're supposed to be partners. You're supposed to be working together in this life, not enemies. So start lifting, okay? Because you're a smoke show, baby, and it's time to start acting like one. All right, Queen, share this episode. Let me know your thoughts. Tag me. I want to hear from you, and I will see you next week. Stay strong, stay strategic, stay unapologetic. This is Smoke Show.